UCLA is a university with unlimited possibilities for students that desire world-class academics and research, unmatched diversity, incredible cultural and social opportunities, successful alumni and career networking, first-class campus facilities, plus America's top intercollegiate sports teams. Located in Westwood, just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean, UCLA's 1 square mile campus is surrounded by famous cities such as Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, and Santa Monica.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Bruin Talk. I am Courtney Casso along here with Javrina Safrai. And today we've got a really exciting show for you. We're going to be speaking with UCLA football player, and we're going to obviously congratulate him on his recent Inklebank Bowl. And then we'll also be speaking to 2 UCLA swimmers. So stick around for the entire show. And first, before we speak with Danny Reese, we're going to hear the announcements from Javrina.
UCLA has a lot of exciting events. Let's take a look.
Our first guest today is Danny Reese. He is a redshirt junior from Illinois, and Danny played a really important role on the team this year, holding for the best kicker in the nation and recent Lou Groza Award winner, Kai Forbath. Danny's also a punter. Danny has been surrounded by football his entire life growing up as an athlete, and then his father worked for UCLA, fellow Bruin, as a recruiting coordinator, and then transferred and was the director of player personnel for several NFL teams. So Danny's been around football a long time. So Danny, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you.
And first, we want to congratulate you for the Inklebank victory and the bowl game. Tell us about that experience and winning in the capital of our country, and just what was that like?
Well, it was a great experience to be out there with our team. I personally had never been to Washington, D.C., and it was a lot of fun to walk around and see all the monuments and museums and stuff. So we did have some free time, so it allowed us to do that. And then obviously getting the win in postseason was exciting.
How cold was it in Washington?
Well, it was really
We're
cold.
spoiled here in Southern California.
Well, when we got there, it was pretty cold. It was raining. It was like 30 degrees at kickoff, 28 degrees, but it was very windy. So the wind chill, I think they said it was around 19 degrees. So it was brutal.
Brutal.
Danny, you are the holder for one of the best kickers in the country, Kai Forbath.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it for you two to maintain a strong bond to really attain that success?
Well, Kai and I have a great bond on and off the field. We came in together in 2006. He's obviously a kicker. I was a punter, so we always hang out during practice. Off the field, we're best friends. We do everything together. So I definitely think that had a strong part in it. We're roommates, and that kind of allowed us, we'd go in the off season, work on it all the time. He likes his ball a particular way, and so we mastered that, and it paid off this season.
Nice. And being a holder, I mean, you're a position that doesn't get a lot of credit, but it's such an important position, especially for that game when you're down by 2 points and that field goal could mean a win or a loss. I want to know what goes through your mind right before that snap in those couple moments right there. What's going through your head?
Well, first of all, I think about, you know, all the mornings, the 5:30 a.m. mornings I had to wake up, and how much time I invested into the off season, and you know, it would be all for nothing if I didn't do my job. So that's part of what I think about. The other thing is I just try to relax. I think of you know, like being at home and hanging out with my family, or just, you know, being at the beach or something. I just try to relax and realize I've done it, you know, thousands of times, and then
Right.
it's just another, just like you do it in the drills, as our coach says. So
Just like practice, you know what to do,
Yeah.
just calm and just do it.
right.
Got it.
Talking about practice, what is a typical practice for you, Danny?
Well, you know, our teammates kind of get on us because it's not as hard or as grueling as the other players. But normally we get out to practice about 15 minutes early, and I'll start catching balls, get my hands warmed up, and then I'll start working with the snapper, Christian Yount, who's, by the way, I couldn't have done what I did without him. He's excellent. And we start warming up, and then the team will go to stretch, and that's when Kyle will start kicking. So we'll do about, you know, 15 kicks before, and then the first period of practice is field goal. So normally we'll hit 3 to 4 field goals, and then that's pretty much it. We'll stand around and you know, discuss football amongst other things, and then at the end of practice we have a 2-minute drill where the offense starts backed up, and we need a field goal to win the game. So that's kind of how they apply pressure on you in practice, and once they get in the field goal range, we'll kick a field goal.
Nice.
So.
And at that 2-minute drill, does your team, like, do you get a lot of cheering going on, so it really kind of mimics a real game day, all that pressure and that
definitely,
emotion?
especially for away games. We have speakers out on the field, and they play crowd noise really loud. When we were getting ready for Tennessee, they'd just play the Tennessee fight song over and over again. So when we showed up, it wasn't anything we hadn't heard before.
Nice. So you grew up around a lot of football. Obviously, you were an athlete, but what sparked your love for football? I imagine your dad probably played a role in that.
Yeah, definitely. Growing up, football was in our family. My dad coached and was a recruiting coordinator, and so I was always around practice. I was always hanging out. So obviously, I was excited about football at a very young age, and yeah, just going to practice, being around players, working in the locker room, being an equipment manager. I definitely wanted to be a football player when I grew up.
Nice.
And having your dad, you know, be that figure of football, what is it like having a parent who coaches football come and watch your games?
It's nerve-wracking, to be honest. I've told people the only time I get nervous is when my dad comes, because I know he's my harshest critic, and he knows what he's talking about. So when he comes, I always try a little extra, and it always works out. It doesn't always work out, but it's great because, you know, I can go home and he can coach me up there, and I think that gave me an advantage in high school and in college over other kids.
Absolutely.
So.
And your dad, because he was involved with so many NFL teams, did you go to a lot of NFL games because of his connections?
I did, yeah. When we moved to Chicago, he was working for the Bears, and I became the biggest Bears fan.
Wait, can we get a the Bears from you?
The Bears. There it is.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'd go to a lot of Bears games growing up between like 4th and 8th grade, and we'd sit out there in the freezing cold snow with those big overweight guys with mustaches yelling at the Bears with their beer. But it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and you know, I'd get to go down on the field before the game and go in the locker room, and that's just I was obsessed with it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be crazy for a kid to grow up and have that experience. I mean, that would be the day that I look forward to.
Right.
For sure.
Right, and it exposed me to that high level of play, and I definitely wanted to aspire to be there. So.
And aside from football games, you got the unique experience to go to Troy Aikman's induction into the Hall of Fame. What was that like?
It was great. It was in Canton, Ohio. It was 2006, so it was right before I was coming in as a freshman at UCLA, and it was really, really cool to see. My dad was there. Obviously, he was really excited for Troy. He had recruited him. But it was very motivating for me to see a guy from UCLA be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And, you know, I knew I probably will never be a college football Hall of Fame player. It's still motivating to see a guy like that, and it helped me work harder. So.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next question, and maybe the answer is Troy. Who is your football role model? Who do you admire?
Well, as a punter, you know, this is kind of quirky, but I admire punters. So My favorite punter is Brad Maynard of the Chicago Bears, and it's just not because he's with Chicago. He has my type of body type. He's a taller, leaner type of guy, and he has really good control over his ball, and he's able to do a lot of things that a lot of other punters can't. So he's definitely my favorite player, and whenever he's on TV, I try to catch a peek of him.
Quick question, real quick. A lot of kickers, whether it be place kickers or punters, have soccer background. Did you play soccer growing up?
I actually didn't, and I played football and basketball was what I always played, and then when I got old enough, I played football. A way to prove that I don't have a soccer background is I cannot kick a ball. If you wanted me to kick a field goal or kick off, I can't do that. I can only punt. So that soccer swing isn't natural to me at all.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Danny, what are your personal goals, both academically and athletically?
Well, athletically, you know, I want to repeat what we did this year. You know, it was great for Kai to win the Lou Groza Award, which obviously says that he's the best field goal kicker in the country, but also it says that our field goal unit's the best. You know, our offensive line, our snapper. So I think to be able to do that again would be very, very difficult, and it's a challenge that I'm looking forward to. Academically, I just want to keep the grades up. You know, I'm doing pretty well right now, and if I could graduate with like a 3.4 or so, I'd be pretty happy.
What's your major?
I'm a history major. I love history, especially like Civil War stuff. So I'm actually taking a Civil War class right now.
Nice.
And
you liking it?
I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
What's been your most memorable moment thus far at UCLA, on the field and off the field?
Well, on the field, it was this year at Tennessee.
Yeah.
We played in front of 100.
Great game, by the way. My gosh, what a great game.
We played in front of like 105-something thousand, and it was just a sea of orange. And it was the loudest stadium, I mean, way louder than NFL stadiums. Just the loudest stadium I've ever been to. When you walked off the field, it felt like you're at a concert. Your ears were just ringing, and it was really cool. And to be able to, you know, we had 4 field goals in that game, and to be able to win and feel like I contributed to the win was just, I'll have that forever. Off the field, it's the relationships that you build in the locker room, and you know, you're with these guys every day, and I think when football is over, I'll miss that a lot. It's just the constant, you know, joking with guys and talking. So that's definitely the most fun.
Nice. Danny, I actually have a question for you. Do you guys have any team rituals before a game or after game? Any dancing or cheering or?
We do. We do. Well, we have a new player on our team this year named Kai Maiava. He's from Hawaii. And before games, he would do a chant, like a native chant, and we would all get into it. It was like a war chant. And after games, if we won, we would celebrate in the locker room. And we've always, you know, gotten Coke or Sprite and shaken it, and it goes everywhere. And we have some songs we like to dance to also. And it's a pretty fun experience in that locker room after the game.
And we've seen some videos online that show kind of your pregame and postgame. And Coach Neuheisel, he gives some really motivating speeches, doesn't he? I mean, everyone just seems so engaged when he's speaking.
Yeah, Coach Neuheisel has a ton of energy, and most importantly, he's very positive. You know, he's always positive. His saying is relentlessly positive. And if we're down at halftime, like we were at the Eagle Bank Bowl, he comes in, he makes his halftime adjustments, and he tells our team that, hey, we're going to win this game, and this is how we're going to do it. And no one has any doubt in their mind that it's going to happen. So he's a really great leader and motivator, and he's definitely taking us to the top.
That's awesome. Well, Danny, we appreciate you so much. We know that Kai Forbath is the best kicker in the country, but he couldn't do it without you, and Christian, you as well. So keep up the hard work, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, that was Danny Reese with UCLA Football. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned because we will be speaking with 2 women from the UCLA swimming team
after these public service announcements.
A trophy can be made just about anywhere. But there's one place where champions are made. UCLA, champions meet here.
Welcome back to the second part of Bruin Talk. We've got an exciting rest of the show for you. We're going to be speaking with Danielle Milligan and Lauren Hall from our women's swimming team. But first, let's hear the Athlete of the Week from Javrina.
This week, we honor Jasmine Dixon of the UCLA women's basketball team as our Student Athlete of the Week. After transferring from Rutgers, Jasmine just recently became eligible to play and has truly boosted the team as the Bruins have won their past 4 games. In a recent triumph over Arizona State, Jasmine scored to give the Bruins their first double-digit lead over the Sun Devils at 15-4. The momentum continued not only for Jasmine personally, as she went on to score 10 more points in the first half, but also gave the team the push to defeat Arizona State for the first time since 2006. The victory gave the Bruins a sweep of the Pac-10 schools for the first time since 2000. Jasmine also scored a career-best 21 points and 11 rebounds in the entirety of the game. Congratulations, Jasmine, and good luck to the rest of the women's basketball team. If you would like additional information about UCLA athletics, you can visit us on the web at www.uclabruins.com.
And now we're going to be speaking with UCLA swimmers Danielle Milligan and Lauren Hall. Dani Milligan is from Arizona. She is a sophomore, and her events are the individual medley and the distance freestyle. And she's also on the athletic director's honor roll, which is a very prestigious award. Lauren Hall is also from out of state. She's from Seattle, Washington. She is a junior. Her events are the individual medley and the breaststroke. And another smart Bruin, she is also on the athletic director's honor roll. So thank you, Lauren and Dani, for joining us here today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
So you guys are both from out of state. Granted, I know Arizona and Seattle or Washington are not that far, but was it hard to be away from your family when you first came here, or did UCLA just feel like a second home?
I guess for me it was pretty easy to come here. We have such great teammates that, you know, it's easy to fit in with everyone, have like your own family. So, I mean, while it sucks that like I'm not near home, like this is home. You don't really have
time
too.
to think about it. You come here, you're with your new family, and you just kind of keep it moving and enjoy that new part of your life.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, we have our Bruin family here, but even the parents are so supportive. We have UCLA like parent swimmers organization, and they come to all our big meets, and we get goodie bags at every meet. I feel so spoiled.
Nice.
So you get pampered.
Yes.
Basically. Lots of food.
We have a lot of surrogate parents, surrogate family down here. That's awesome.
So being out of state, how often do your parents come to see you guys compete? Let's start with you, Danielle.
My family comes down probably like 3-4 meets a year, and then, I mean, I'm only 5-6 hour drive away, hour flight away, so if I need my parents or if they just want to come down and visit, it's super easy, which is nice.
I want to know, what drew you guys to UCLA? Why did you want to be a Bruin?
For me, I know I set foot on campus, and I'd never been to UCLA before, and I came on my recruit trip, and I just knew, I was like, I want to be here. I like met Cindy, and I met the team, and I saw the school, and I was just like, I love this place, so I knew.
It really is the whole package.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it all here. What about you, Lauren?
Yeah, first instant, fell in love with it. And like the funny thing is, like Dani and I were on the same recruit trip together. So
Oh, really?
like I love
And you live together.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
We're conjoined at the hips. But yeah, so I love the team, and then I even liked the recruits that were on the trip with me. So
Did any of those recruits end up coming here as well from your trip?
Dani, Brittany, and Kelly, but Kelly's not on the team anymore.
Oh, okay. But you guys were all on the same recruiting trip together.
That's really impressive.
That's funny.
So what are your personal goals? Let's start with you, Lauren.
For swimming or
Let's go both.
life?
Let's go athletic and academic.
I guess for athletics, like, I guess one of my big goals is, like, I want to be a leader on the team. I think working hard and just setting a good example for the team is one of the things that I strive to do, because hopefully it'll help the team get better. And then academically, obviously, just keep the grades up, you know, get those A's. So.
I know for me, I'm just really focused this year on maybe trying to do just the best that I can do to make the team better. Cindy, our coach, keeps telling us that, you know, if we all just get like 1% better, the team's going to get that much better. And I think that's just a really good philosophy to go on. So just every race, every practice, just working on something to get better. And then academically, just staying focused. I love my major. I love what I'm doing. So just taking it, doing well, getting good grades.
Speaking of academics, you guys have both done very well. Not only have you just stayed eligible, but you guys are on the athletic director's honor roll. That's a huge accomplishment, because we all know that being a Division I athlete it's a very rigorous schedule and very rigorous academics here at UCLA. So how do you guys balance that? How do you find the time to do well at both? Lauren, let's start with you.
Well, when you put it that way, I don't know. But somehow we do it. You know, I think one of the things that swimming teaches you is just to use your time well, you know, have a schedule, have a plan. So like I always know like I need to study like at this time, and like you have to study then. Like there's no like exceptions. And if you do study, you get to like, you know, have a little fun, like go visit your friends or whatever. So just keeps us really disciplined, and
it's probably better having a set schedule, being an athlete, because like you said, you know you have to study here because you don't have time the rest of your day. What about you? How do you balance? Kind of the same thing?
I know. Well, Lauren and I have both been swimming for a really long time. And I mean, in high school, we had to wake up at like 4:30, go to morning practice, go to school, go to afternoon practice. So I mean, I feel like it's something that we just learned through the years. And coming to college, it was like, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing for the past how many ever years. So it just came naturally to, you know, get your work done in the pool and then academically, so you can have fun in other aspects.
Nice.
Easy as pie too, because we only have 3 classes. I mean, everyone else has to take like 4 or 5, so we feel lucky.
Danielle, what meets are you looking forward for the season?
Well, we have a meet this weekend, which will be kind of fun because we haven't raced in a while, and we just came off Christmas training, so we put in a lot of hard work. So that'll be fun. And then the SC meet is always one of my favorites. It's just like powerhouse. We just go at it, and it doesn't really matter. Like if one team's better than the other that year, it's going to be about even. And then Pac-10s, NCs. I'm just excited for season. Ready to start.
It's a good attitude.
I'm the same as Danny. I'm ready to race. Like we've put in a couple hard weeks of training, so I'm ready to just like go after it, see what we can do. And SC is SC. Like, come on, you want to beat them. Like even if like, as Danny said, like one team's better, not like individually you want to beat them. Like you don't want to beat them, you want to smash them. So, like,
you want them to feel it. Their kids to feel it. I know, understandable. Well, one thing that was really exciting for the school this year was the addition of the new Speaker Aquatic Center, the $20 million facility. It's absolutely stunning. And you guys got to be the first in it, right, at your blue and gold meet. What was that like to be in that facility and to have that as your home pool?
It's crazy. It's so nice. It's such a nice pool. Just like looking at, we saw it when it was a pit in the ground, like when they're just put the first shovel in and started digging, and like I'd look at it, we'd pass by it after like our practices at sunset, and we'd be like, there's no way that's gonna be a pool. Like no way, like there's no way they're gonna put a 10 meter like dive tower up there. So it's pretty crazy.
Have you guys jumped off the 10 meter?
No, not allowed. It's a liability issue.
That's good, that's very smart of your coach.
But it's awesome walking in every day, and our lockers, there's like little plaques of like people, past Bruins, who've like donated money, and it's just cool knowing like all the work, all the time that was spent getting this pool made. And I just feel like really special and lucky to be able to like be swimming there.
Lauren, when you're racing, also Danielle, when you're both racing, I want to know, what do you girls think about when you're in the water? I mean, you can't really hear all that, you know, commotion, all that excitement, the cheering of the fans. So how do you guys stay motivated and just keep on pushing through?
Think about a lot of things. I think it varies on like your event, or, you know, always like just, you know, you can do this. Like, always have to say that to yourself. But I mean, sometimes you're in the zone, other times you're just like la-di-da, but you know, like you're racing and like you have to get to the wall. You want to finish, so.
I think before I get up on the block to race, it's like I've put in so many hours of practice in swimming. Like, this is nothing. I feel like I'm always just like so ready to just give it all I have. Like, if it hurts, if it doesn't hurt, if it feels great, if it doesn't matter. It's going to be over way faster than any practice I've done all season. So it's always just exciting, I feel.
Yeah, it's all that hard work is coming to fruition right there.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So Lauren, you were at the USA Short Course Nationals recently. And you did really well. What was that experience like to be on that national platform?
It was fun. I mean, it was familiar because I've been to nationals a couple of times. So I feel like this time it was at Federal Way Pool in Washington, and I've swum at that pool like a million times before, like since I was like 8 years old. So this time I was just like, you know, I'm at my pool. This is my pool. Like, I've swum here so many times. Like, let's go. I don't know. I was just really excited to race. Like, I knew like I'd put in a ton of work, and I was just ready to drop time. It had been a while since I'd dropped time in my events, and I just wanted to go see what I could do.
Did you have a lot of family and friends there kind of cheering you on since it was so close to your home?
Yeah, my parents and my grandma and some of our family friends came down, so it was fun. Got to see them afterwards, so it was good.
Cool.
It's nice.
What is the most memorable experience you guys have had thus far at UCLA? Let's start with you, Danielle.
I think my most memorable was probably last year, sophomore year, the SC meet. We're at the SC meet, and it was pouring rain, absolutely pouring. In between events, we were like finding little nooks to go in, and I mean, you would think, oh my gosh, pouring rain, swimming, like it's gonna be horrible. But our team just totally rose to the occasion, and like race after race, everyone was just like right there, and it was just so fun to like see our team rise, like not only to like the challenge of like racing at sea, but just to like race in like the conditions we were in. And it was just, I don't know, I felt like I could be in like a Gatorade commercial or something. Everyone like looked so intense in the rain. It was just so fun.
That's a good idea. Maybe we should film the SC meet this year. Get all that emotion. So what would you guys tell younger swimmers out there, especially little girls that look at you and it's like that's their dream. They want to be you guys. They want to do well in school and swim. What's your advice to them to get to where you are?
Probably just keep at it. I mean, if they enjoy swimming, then they just keep going at it. I mean, you got to do what you love. So, I mean, I feel like that's the only thing I could tell them.
And I feel like with swimming, there's a lot of training involved. So you've got to find like different ways to love it. Like it's going to change and it's going to evolve as you do it. And like it might not be the same as when you were 10 years old, but you got to find like new ways to love it and like new things to love about swimming.
That's a really good point because a lot of athletes you hear they get burnt out on their sport and they want to move on, but that's a really great way to look at it is find something different that you love about it and find something new about the sport.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jarena, do you have any more questions for the ladies?
No, we're good. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up another edition of Bruin Talk. We want to thank all our guests today, UCLA football placeholder and punter Danny Reese and Danielle Milligan and Lauren Hall. And thank you at home or wherever you guys are for joining us today. It's been a great show, and we will see you next time here on Bruin Talk.
Thank you.